Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. This is going to be a twin flame reading video, so I'm going to be channeling into the energy of both the divine feminine and the divine masculine collective. So I'm going to start by shuffling the energy oracle cards deck today, and we're going to see what comes through to start off the messages. So what do twin flames or those listening to this reading need to know at this time? Because as I always say, when it comes to these twin flame reading videos, we all do have this balance of divine masculine and divine feminine energy within each of us. So you may find that the messages connect with an external person, a situation, possibly even your twin flame. But equally, you could find that the messages apply to your internal world as well. And always only take from these readings what connects with you personally. I do channel many different people, situations, and connections. And at the end of the day, it's your intuition that is your compass through life. Now, if you would like me to channel specifically for you and your situation, be sure to like the video and double check that you are subscribed to the channel, because by liking and subscribing, these are forms of energy transfer, and this allows me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. I was getting the name Katie coming out for some reason, and also a name with the letter G. Do keep in mind that, especially with these very specific details such as names, numbers, dates, etc., these are typically meant to apply to specific individuals. So use extra care to really apply your own intuition there. Okay, so what can I channel for twin flames listening to this reading? And the first card we have is, of course, the Magician and the Mirror in the reverse position. And this is one of my top two twin flame cards in the deck. The numbers 35 or 53 may be significant to someone. And I'm seeing the card Earthed, learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. So someone I'm picking up on here may be feeling very isolated at this time. Someone I'm channeling into here, specifically someone who's listening to this reading, might be going through a challenging time when it comes to certain aspects of their physical human life at this time. And yet, the person that I'm picking up on here is someone who is a highly spiritual being, and that's part of why they've had a difficult time adjusting to the density of physical 3D humanness, being a human on this earth. Because if you are resonating with this message, you are someone who has always been highly sensitive, who is carrying a lot of light, so to speak, for the collective consciousness, for people around you. But this heightened sensitivity means that you may have struggled to really adjust to the human experience, if that makes sense. You might find it challenging at times just to live life here on earth and to be human, and at times this might leave you feeling really isolated or even overwhelmed by certain aspects of the human experience. Which, by the way, I do want to pause there and take a moment to say that really this plays into part of my reason for sharing on this platform here on YouTube, because I hope that through these readings I can help you as the highly spiritual, highly sensitive being that you are, feel less isolated and less alone in whatever you're going through. So do feel free to connect with me or connect with the community here by leaving a comment, sharing if anything here has resonated with you in some type of a personal way. So we have the Great Severing card, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love, and this is sitting on the third eye chakra. Something about your physical life circumstances recently may have pushed you into a deeper kind of surrender. So maybe you have gone through something challenging and unexpected. Maybe you have physically felt a bit worn down, or even gotten sick or something physically. I'm definitely picking up on that for someone who is listening. But this card just really has the energy of something about your life circumstances recently almost forcing you into this surrender state, as opposed to always being moving into action. With the action card in the upright position, I feel that your action has been recalibrated in the sense that you're really being guided to focus first on the energy aspect of things and to allow yourself to be flowed into action, to be inspired into action, rather than trying to push or force things into place. I feel like this really amounts to the healing of someone's divine feminine energy here, because there is something related to your relationships, your work, the circumstances of your body or your life that seems to have pushed you to a point where it's like, I can't do anything to force or to push this into place. I have to surrender it to the universe. I have to let go and refocus on where my true power is, which is your ability to mold and shift and align energy. So here we have all tied up in the upright position. Yeah, for many divine feminines I'm reading into here, something in your physical world may be looking very stuck, very stagnant, or very much in some type of a limbo state. This feels like you not really being able to do anything action-wise in the 3D world to push yourself out of this situation. This could be in relationships. I'm hearing you may feel like you're in some type of a waiting room with relationships in your life, with love or romance. This could be related to your life path or purpose, something that you feel a lot of passion for but don't really know how to move forward or what to do with it. So for whoever I'm channeling into here, what does this person need to know about this situation that's feeling very stuck? Okay, so this situation that's feeling stuck for someone listening is connecting with a divine masculine energy that is in the process of healing. So this could be an internal energy that is healing within yourself, that is balancing within yourself. So you may be in the process of learning how to build your sense of inner self-confidence and self-worth to the point of being able to set strong boundaries in your life to support yourself moving forward in the ways that you need and deserve. And this would represent a healing of your internal masculine energy. And if this is the case for you, this may be a type of healing internally that must take place in order for this situation externally to move forward. So if something in your life is feeling very stuck, it may be allowing you the time and space to really build your sense of self-confidence and self-worth to be able to naturally and clearly, with clarity, step forward into some type of action. Now, for others of you, this could apply to a very external situation because, as we always say, these internal divine masculine or divine feminine energies are also very reflected externally, especially for those of you who are involved with some kind of physical twin flame situation. So here I'm getting that there may be a divine feminine feeling very stuck or stagnant in regards to a specific physical divine masculine in your life. You might be feeling like, I have a lot of passion or care for this person, but I feel like I can't move this forward in the physical world, or it's out of my control in some way, or even my intuition is telling me now isn't the time to make any kind of movement here, but the time to focus on my own new beginning with the Sun card, the new beginning card coming out here in the upright position. And I feel that your spirit guides and your intuition has really been pushing you, divine feminine, to remain focused on that fresh, exhilarating, new beginning energy. But at times your heart wants to look back to this stuck, stagnant situation, potentially with some type of divine masculine energy in your life. And I'm hearing you can't control his awakening process, his healing process. I'm strongly picking up on a divine masculine here who is going through an intense spiritual awakening, but may be in some kind of denial about something. I don't know why that's coming up so strongly, but it feels like he's being faced with certain realities. I'm hearing of the consequences of certain choices in his life, or certain realities about what will happen or continue happening if he continues engaging with some kind of karmic pattern or cycle. And these realities are really being put in the face of the masculine as a kind of a wake-up call, because I do see that for a divine masculine coming through here, there's been almost like this denial of some type of reality. Whereas you, divine feminine, are really being pushed to focus not just on this new beginning, but also remaining fully connected to yourself. With the appreciation card in the upright position, this card has come out so frequently on the divine feminine energy because it represents self-love and self-appreciation. Learning how to solidify that sense of self-love within yourself rather than codependently needing it from some external person, thing, or physical 3D relationship. The bond I'm picking up on here is one that is extremely strong and intense in the spiritual, energetic realm, but one that is very complicated and potentially even stuck looking right now in the physical 3D world. So if that is connecting with you, then in the extended version of this reading on Patreon, I will be channeling more into the energetic, the spiritual bond between you and this other person versus how things might look at this moment in time in the physical 3D world between the two of you, because I do feel that situation may be very complicated. And this could be very confusing for whoever I'm channeling into here, because the spiritual bond is so strong and so intense, and yet the physical relationship is either at a standstill or very confusing at this time. So the link to the extended reading with those additional messages is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Okay, so let's go ahead and channel a bit more into what's going on for the divine feminines listening here. So what is happening on the root chakra of the divine feminine? So the temple path in the reverse position. I received a download last night prior to doing this recording, and it's interesting this is coming up now. I didn't know for sure if this was going to be shared in this reading or not, because I feel this will only be relevant for a few people. I'm getting the word violet coming out for someone, but what I received is that many twin flames are experiencing two things at this time, and one is heightened energetic transference between one another, leading to even the sharing of certain physical symptoms, certain emotions, even if you are separated or out of communication with this person. So specifically for a Divine Feminine, I received a download that if you've been experiencing some type of physical discomfort or illness or something in your body recently that has felt very unusual for you, and that intuitively you don't feel is coming from your own energy field or your own mind, this could be something that you are picking up via energetic transference from your divine masculine counterpart. The second thing that I received that I want to share is that many twin flames, but specifically divine feminines, may be receiving psychic attacks at this time. Now, when I refer to psychic attacks, I don't use this term to generate any type of fear, because you are always divinely protected, divine feminine, and there is nothing to fear. You can walk around with your heart wide open and stand confidently, fearlessly in your power, because you are protected. And I just want to affirm that. But when I talk about psychic attacks, what I mean is an unconscious triggering of the collective shadow that then projects itself back to you in energetic ways that you then sense or pick up on or interpret, that might cause you to feel uncomfortable or unsettled or disjointed in ways that, once again, don't really match with your current state of being. So for example, you can be pretty sure that something is a psychic attack if you've been feeling very harmonious, very abundant, very peaceful, and then all of a sudden you feel this wave of fear coming up, anxiety, even panic. You might have a nightmare. You might feel extremely tired or even sick in your physical body, and it seems to, again, be just completely out of alignment with your consistent high vibrational state of being. And I don't know who I'm speaking to here, but for someone listening, I feel that maybe you've been going through this, experiencing things that we would label through the mind as negative, that don't seem to make sense with where you've been vibrating at spiritually and energetically for the most part. And this could be a sign that your light has become so powerful that it is strongly triggering the collective shadow, which again is then projecting itself back to you, projecting its unconscious aspects back onto you energetically. You might find this also during some type of interaction, like you may have had a very strange off interaction with a stranger, with someone in your life that again just doesn't seem to fit with your norm, energetically speaking. I don't know who needed to hear that or who that message is for, but that download came through very strongly, and I really felt the need to share that with someone. So do let me know in the comments if that message was for you. And here for you, Divine Feminine, as well, we have Yin Yang in the reverse position, Angel of Balance reversed, and the Crown Chakra reversed. So for some Divine Feminines, there could be feelings of fatigue. You might be feeling a bit disconnected from those higher vibrational states of being, that sense of peace, freedom, joy. Perhaps recently you felt a little out of sorts. You felt a little bit unbalanced. And I do feel that, again, this could be related to some form of psychic attack. This could be related to your divine masculine counterpart sending you energy via energetic transference that just doesn't quite make sense with your usual state of being, because we have the yin yang card in the reverse position, and I almost feel as though someone's twin flame connection may be weighting them down a little bit right now, in the sense that even if you're at a distance from your divine masculine, he's going through a very challenging time right now, and you are going to be feeling that and, in a sense, energetically sharing that burden, even if the two of you are very much apart or separated in the physical 3D world. So with that being said, let's shift into the divine masculine's energy field and figure out how he's been going through this challenging time that you, divine feminine, might be feeling. And here, once again, we have the Temple Path card reversed. So, divine feminine, if you have, again, been feeling a little bit disconnected from those higher states of being, from your connectedness to your divine self, your higher self, whereas typically you're very much connected to that, it may be because the divine masculine here is really grappling hard with his own divinity, his own spiritual side. There's a part of him that is fighting that spiritual side of himself because it doesn't fit with his logic or reason. But ultimately, that ego self within him that is overly analytical, overly logical, and blocks that higher level spiritual knowing is being defeated. Now, consciously, that defeat might lead to feelings of temporary hopelessness for the divine masculine, because it's almost like this dismal feeling of, okay, I can't rely upon my sense of logic because I'm experiencing things or realizing things that make no logical sense, but I don't really know what to do with this new information. I'm feeling very ungrounded, very chaotic in this kind of dismal space. That's where I feel the divine masculine being right now. And so because you do share, or rather mirror, one another's energetic frequency and energetic field, you might actually feel some of these senses of chaos, confusion, or hopelessness within your own being, divine feminine. And again, with Angel of Balance reversed, it's so interesting. I keep pulling so many of the same reversed cards for the masculine that we just pulled for you, divine feminine. So again, what this tells me is there's a whole lot of energetic transference going on here. I got the name Crystal, or a name with a CHR in it somewhere. Okay, so what else can I channel here? So ultimately, through this feeling of defeat, hopelessness, even imbalance for the divine masculine, all of this is meant to push him into heart-aligned action, because we have the action card sitting here on the heart space. I also feel a divine masculine saying at this kind of higher self level, I am trying to catch up to you, divine feminine, spiritually and energetically, because as we know, the divine masculine tends to dominate the lower chakra centers, the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, whereas the divine feminine seems or tends to naturally dominate the more spiritual chakra centers, the higher chakras, the crown, the third eye, the throat. And so in that sense, the divine feminine is often the leader when it comes to those upper chakra centers. And so it's almost like the divine masculine at a higher self level is realizing he needs to catch up to that, to the higher level spiritual knowing that is solidified for the divine feminine. And again, he's being pushed through the chaos and the confusion of his life into heart-aligned action that comes from the heart. And specifically, I'm hearing communication that comes from the heart. And divine feminine, you are so intuitive that you can sense with every cell of your being when communication coming from the divine masculine in the physical is not coming from the heart. And you can't ignore that intuition any longer. And subconsciously, the divine masculine realizes this as well. He realizes if he wants to communicate with you, he has to take action through the heart, and also with the goddess of the moon sitting on the throat chakra. This is my divine feminine awakening card. So what this means to me is he also realizes he has to connect with his inner divine masculine or divine feminine energy, that inner intuition, emotionality, sensitivity, if he wants to be able to approach you with action or communication in the physical 3D world in a way that you, divine feminine, will be open to receiving, because you do have very strong boundaries of protection around yourself. You are protecting your peace, protecting your space, protecting the beautiful, abundant life that you are creating, and finding a lot of fulfillment in being in the reverse position within yourself, not willing to step outside of that self-love and self-reconnection in order to 3D connect with anyone, including your physical divine masculine counterpart. So I do feel, just from those few messages, that your spirit guides, divine feminine, are very active and present at this time. So in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, I will be channeling specific spirit guide messages for you, divine feminine, what your higher self or your guides want you to know at this time about your current life path or moving into the future. So the link to the extended Patreon reading with those messages is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. But I want to channel into what this divine masculine wants to communicate, because I feel this desire to communicate, but this knowingness that that communication, again, has to come from the heart and through reconnecting with his own inner divine feminine, which again is really what the twin flame journey is all about. It's about pushing us into our opposite polarity internally and bringing us into balance, what we call energetic or 5D union within the self, which then makes us highly magnetic for physical 3D interaction and communication with our twin flame as well. Okay, so I hear a divine masculine saying, I'm having trouble sleeping and you have my heart, because we got rest and rejuvenation reversed and the woman holding a heart in the upright position. There's also this emphasis from the divine masculine that you are the only one that holds my heart, or that can hold my heart. I feel that you, divine feminine, are the only one this divine masculine can truly see as his match or his equal. Even if in the past there's been engagement in karmic situations or karmic relationships, there was always a feeling that these karmics were not on his level in some sense. And this was because spiritually there was this disalignment that he was picking up on subconsciously. And yet the codependency between himself and these karmic situations or patterns may have kept him perpetuating situations of imbalance within his relationships, staying in situations that weren't really fulfilling to his soul, but that may have made logical sense to his ego mind, which of course that logic and ego is now being defeated through his spiritual awakening. It's now being overpowered. And all of that is pushing him with you, divine feminine, into that new beginning. And when I say with you, I mean spiritually and energetically, because of course you do have conscious free will of your life, and you can decide to interact with or to communicate with or to have a 3D relationship with your twin flame in whatever way you decide to do so moving into the future. But when I talk about the divine masculine following you into this new beginning, I mean that he is also working to be aligned with this higher version of self, to catch up, so to speak, spiritually through this powerful awakening happening within him, and to align with his true purpose here on earth as the soul that he is remembering himself to be. I feel that right now the divine masculine is going through a really deep heart healing, but through a lot of heart chakra processing of grief and pain. And again, Divine Feminine, you might be feeling this through energetic transference because you could be feeling increased emotions moving through your heart center. You might even be feeling physical heart chakra sensations, although of course I always say I am not a medical professional, so always consult your doctor if you are having any physical sensations. But apart from a medical cause, this could also be caused by something energetic that is shifting within the Divine Masculine's heart space. I hear him saying, I know I need to come back into balance spiritually and align with what I really came here to be or to do that I've been so blind to in the past. There are a lot of powerful, like in your face sort of realizations coming up for the Divine Masculine that, again, as I said at the beginning of the reading, this is preventing him from being able to deny reality any longer. And there is this desire for a kind of peace with storm warning reverse that he's only ever felt in the presence of his Divine Feminine counterpart. I'm seeing a man wearing a suit or like a tux, so that might connect for someone. With strategy upright, I also feel the Divine Masculine here saying, I'm making a plan to come towards you, but I know I have to come forward clear and clean and correct if you are going to receive me. I want to be the one to step up and to give you the love and care and support you deserve in the physical 3D world with caring connections reversed, but I know that first I have to rebalance myself with Magician and the Mirror in the reverse position. So in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more information on what the Divine Masculine is consciously thinking, feeling, and experiencing. Again, it feels like he's going through a very heavy time right now that you might be picking up on energetically, Divine Feminine, so that might provide more clarity for some of you listening. I will also be channeling more messages from the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine's higher self at this time. So what is happening at this higher spiritual level simultaneously as we are living this physical 3D life. But for now, I am going to close this YouTube reading by just pulling one final card from the Rumi Oracle deck. So what is one final card to close this reading? And this is the card 1, but interestingly, it fell out in the reverse position, and I instantly heard, although we are apart, spiritually we are one. And I felt that strongly coming from the higher self of a Divine Masculine here, who might be at a distance, either emotionally or physically in 3D from a Divine Feminine. So I'm just going to read a little message from the guidebook here. You must remember that you are a living heart, the dweller at the center between heaven and earth, star and soil, light and dark. This oracle comes to you with guidance. You shall manifest your destiny, just as the acorn grows into the oak tree. You cannot be other than what you are, and as you accept this, life responds. It breathes and relaxes around you so that what you need can come to you more easily. It finds you, drawn to the need in you that is natural and inviting, and not a cause for anxiety or distress. What is desired and what fulfills that desire is one. They are lovers that come together naturally, even through darkness and confusion, drawn to each other, following the natural course of the universe to become one. There is a resolution and a perfect coming together of elements in your life that might have seemed disparate or in conflict. The coherence, the integration, the balance and coming together you seek is on your horizon, approaching you swiftly now. So that feels like a beautiful place to close this reading. I really hope something from the reading connected with you today, and if so, I would love to hear from you in the comments under the video. I will now be heading over to the extended reading on Patreon, where we will be channeling into more detailed messages and pieces of information from the reading. So if you are feeling guided to that, then the link to our beautiful soul tribe on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box under this video. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love today, wishing you a beautiful day, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.